All right, I guess we are live. So let's go and get started. Yeah, we're live.
Cool.
Hey, what's up, guys? So it's our Wednesday night Sizzle call. Again, here we share ideas, and the main purpose of this call is to take care of any questions that anyone might have about what we do, how to do it, and so then go from there. So at the same time, create tool that you can use to share with other people so they can so you can send this video too. And so let's go and get started. I know, Randy, you had some questions from people on how to stop, so if you want to cover that.
Hey, everybody, what's up? Just wanted to say happy Wednesday to each and every one of you out there in the world that actually has the opportunity to sit here and watch this, or maybe even watch the replay of this. I know we're live here. So, I know a lot of people are starting to get engaged in their business and saying, you know what, Randy, how can I add some fire to the fuel? How can I add some creativity? And the reality is we got to keep the message so simple that anybody can do it. So if we have multiple message, we're going to have multiple confusion. We have one message. One thing is we teach people how to own their life. So if we ask them a series of questions, which is simply this: what would they do if time and money wasn't an option? Basically what you want to do as well too, I know we got some more questions coming in. Thank you guys for responding to us. But at the same time, what we want to do is we want them to know is if they keep their options open towards doing something online that virtually takes no time whatsoever. Because what we want to do is we don't want you to go out there and be a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. You probably don't want to be a salesperson, because that's not what we do. That's called sales. That's a direct sales. This is not what we do. Part of referral marketing, network marketing, we're teaching people how to utilize the tools. If you went to a dentist, for instance, a dentist would do what? A dentist would take the instruments, the tool, and fix your teeth. Well, if you're going to fix somebody's financial problem, and what we do, use the tools. Don't use a hammer. Don't use anything other than the tools that we give you guys. It's simply finding what people want and then sending them to the information that they can actually use and listen to, so you don't have to do no explaining whatsoever. That's it. First thing we do is find what they want and then send them the tool and then follow up with them, because from the wowicandothis.com to the GST, we'll explain everything from A to Z, what to do and how to get up and running and operational right away. So hopefully that makes sense to each and every one of you. Is you don't want, well, the minute you start getting to explaining and anything beyond that, you start a selling process. You don't want that. You want a simple dialogue. Hey, how's it going? Great. Hey, listen, I've just had the great fortune to connect with the guy who wrote the best-selling book in the world. But let me ask you this: have you ever considered what it would be like to own your life? Yeah, his system is so simple, doesn't require any selling whatsoever. The best part is it doesn't take much time. You see, this starts to do some explaining. I know we've got some more questions that are coming in, so let's go ahead and go to those live.
So another question, Randy, I know people is asking as well, and they facing, and I had the same question is, so when person is getting started, first of all, right? So they sign up, they became active. What is their next step?
The next step, really, what you want to do is you want to focus on the game plan, because what the game plan is going to do, it's going to let them know the next play. And the next play is this: we want to make sure they're profitable in the shortest amount of time. And I always like to tell people, part of our culture is that we want to make sure you qualify for a paycheck within 48 hours. Are you okay with that? I've never had anybody say, no, I'm not okay with that, because I said, okay, great, now we're going somewhere. It's like if you're going to go on a ride, for instance, on a long journey, ultimately what's going to happen is you want to know, okay, we got in the car, we got it fueled up, means they're active. Let's go ahead and let's get on the freeway. Getting on the freeway is understanding that we want to put together the game plan of connecting with their 5 gold ships. And what constitute 5 gold ships? Remember, a gold ship is somebody that gets the information, they become active, they're asking, okay, what's my next step? How do I get started? I'm going to connect with my friend, my best friend from high school, my colleague from work, my cousin. Great. We're going to send them the information after we find out what the heck do they desire. What do they want? What do they desire? It's almost the same thing, but it's a gray line. What do they really want in this lifetime? What are they lacking? What don't they want? What maybe they don't want to work 60 hours a week. Maybe they don't want to work at their job for the next 35 years. So we got to find out what do they desire and say, great. And then we plug them into the information. So the next step, as you're asking, is simply the game plan. Connecting with 5 people that they would like to go on a cruise with or vacation with, over the next 90 days that can have the time and money to enjoy it with no restrictions whatsoever.
Nice. So why we're focusing on 5 people? Can that be more people, or maybe some people think, oh, can that be less? What if they just have one person that got started and that's it for right now? So
that's a great question. The reality is that yes, people can have more than 5 people, but you don't want to get in the phase of not working with that individual, especially if you have a full-time career, full-time job, other obligations, children in school, daycare, after-school activities, soccer, ballet, football, wrestling, basketball, baseball, swimming, you name it. So once you get somebody started, what you want to do ultimately is you want to, as a sponsor in our industry, okay, this is not direct sales, this is network marketing and referral marketing. As a sponsor, you go and work for that individual because you want duplication. If you go across and if you have more than 5 or 10 or 15 people, ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to spread your time thinner than it already is, and it's almost going to become like a burden on you. So if you get one person that signs up, okay, which is, let's say this is you, I'm trying to show you in the camera, and you sign up this person, you want to work and sponsor with this person till they sponsor their next person. And then you want to teach them to teach this person to sponsor another person. And then you want to teach this person to go out and sponsor this person. And once they're 3 levels deep, the person you personally enrolled, now you have a duplicated organization. At this point, you sponsor another person and you repeat the cycle. Once you sponsor them, okay, you want to teach them to do what? Sponsor another person until they're all the ways down. These 3 represent, it's kind of weird, a duplicated leg. Then work on your next leg. And after you start seeing this happen, you can start to sponsor, 5 legs, 6 legs, 7 legs, as many as you like. But the reality is, we say don't go past 5 initially because you just don't want to keep enrolling people without working with somebody you already have. Now remember this, you don't have to have a lot of people to build a sizable organization because the average person knows 200 people. So why would you need to go outside and meet new people if the person you just sponsored has 200 people to talk to? Now remember, most people say, well, I don't know if I can meet new people. You can if they were introduced to you. So through the person you just enrolled, ask them, who are the top 5 most influential people that you can connect me with? We'll speak to them first, and then we'll gradually work with other people because they know people. Remember, we're trying to find gold ships. So if you had sponsored one person, you'll have potentially 200 people to contact through that direct channel. If you sponsor 2, 3, 4, 5 people, for instance, and they each had 200 people per person, you have potentially 1,000 people to connect with indirectly from actually an individual from their warm market. So you have about 1,000 people after level 1, so to speak. So you won't really have much time to go anything beyond that because you're constantly meeting these friends and meeting their friends as soon as possible. Remember, if they want freedom, if you want freedom, is connect with their friends as soon as possible and just share with them the idea. Remember, if you have any type of fear that starts to come up and say, oh, what I don't know what to, remember, that's selling. Selling is going to lead you to rejection. We're not selling. We're just sharing the information. Hey, what do you want? It's a normal conversation to say, man, if time and money wasn't an option, where would you travel to? Who would you take with you? Yeah, we just had the great fortune to connect with the guy who wrote the best-selling book in the industry on lifestyle, and he's actually teaching me directly. And you know what? If you're open, I can send you over a video that'll explain what we do. And it may be for you, it may not be for you, but just check it out. Really, the conversation shouldn't be more than a couple minutes after that. Send them the information. Send them the video. Send them the entire program, because if they ask one question, that means what? they're interested. And if they're interested, let the videos do the explaining. Let the videos do the telling. Let the videos do everything that you should not be doing. Remember, turn your shoulds into must. Don't should all over yourself. You're like, I should have done that, Randy. I should have sent that video. I shouldn't have talked for 55 minutes. Then that's going to help you out tenfold. Just keep it simple. That's the thing. So that's going to eliminate also that fear that might come up in most people's mind, like, oh, I'm afraid to talk to this person. You're only afraid if you think you got to sell this person. Remember, we're not door to door selling chocolate candy bars, and someone's going to slam the door in their face. It's like, man, if they want a lifestyle, I think I have a golden ticket for you. And all you got to do is take a look at some information. If they don't want to look at the information, you know what? They don't want to change the quality of their life. They're happy where they're at. Maybe it's an illusion, but let them decide that, okay? All we want to do is be the messenger, not the message.
Yeah, guys, so keep going. So maybe like post in the Facebook group questions that you might have, and so we'll definitely address them as they go. And another thing, Randy, I heard a lot of people is asking as well. So what if people actually, no matter what, they got started in the business and they keep talking about products anyway. So they start to, no matter what, even though we said that, hey, listen, guys, we don't lead with the product and stuff, still some people, as soon as they start to have a conversation with their friends or whatever, they keep mentioning company, amazing products. And so what would you recommend for these kinds of people? Because I know you've done this kind of things before, and like with your experience and stuff, why it's a
lot of times people get in fight or flight, means that they have to have the right answer at the right moment with the perfect pitch, and this is what I got to say if they ask me this. This is what I got to say if they ask me that. The reality is understand this. This is something that we both learned from our mentor, and we're teaching this to every one of you, and I know you're going to teach this to other people. If anybody has any questions about a company or product or anything, say, the great thing that I learned from the guy who wrote the best-selling book is that 100% of the people in the world outside of our industry don't understand what we do, and 80 to 90% of the people inside of our industry don't understand what we do, including company owners, which starts to cause massive confusion. That's a perfect answer for any of those questions. Well, what makes this different, Igor, than, for instance, a company XYZ? There's over 2,000 companies in direct sales and network marketing, and a lot of people are doing it wrong. Or why do people even quit or fail? Well, most people understand this. Well, I tried something like this, but my whole team quit before So you know what I found out too? From my mentor is that most people quit, most people fail, or most people get burnt out is because nobody ever showed them something that they can do. My mentor just showed me something that we can do, and it's worked like a charm for him for over many years, over 20 years. This is why over 700 people are joining his team every single day. He has over 800,000 people in his group, and his business is going to do over 150 million a year in revenue. I think he knows something that most people don't. Little catchphrases like this, write these down, memorize them, because if it comes up repetitively, it's because number one, you're either attracting it, or number two, you're afraid to say it, because you shouldn't be saying anything other than the 100% of the people outside the industry. Why people fail, quit, or get burnt out is because nobody ever showed them something that they can do. And this will work for every single one of you, because at this point, when you eliminated their questions, you won't have much to say after that. So all you have left is, hey, just check out the video. It's a short video. Would it be worth your time to check out the video if it could work? Possibly.
So another thing, so once people, another question, once people watch the video, and then we talked last time, so that you send 2 videos right away. So this is what we do, and the second video will explain you how to do it. Let's say people watch all the videos and they said, I'm number 3, so I'm excited. I watched the Gain Starting Training. How to put people on a 3-way call with the sponsor or upline. So what exactly they need to say?
Well, there's 2 ways. Actually, the simplest way to do it is make sure they can get an ID set up right away, so you can say officially, hey, we're official. Let me introduce you to our sponsor that's going to be working for us as well too. But if you're still kind of new, which is okay, and you're kind of nervous to get their information to sign them up, say, hey, listen, let me go ahead and 3-way you into my sponsor, and I'm going to stay on the line because this is how we learn. So if they have any other questions for you, say, I just got started. You know, you wouldn't. Let's say you're a construction worker right now. Say, don't ask me if you want to learn how to build a house. I'll teach you. But if you want to learn how to be financially independent, let me three-way you with somebody who knows how to do that. Maybe you're a college student. Hey, you know what? I'm a college student. I have no idea, but let me go ahead and three-way you with that question with somebody who knows how to answer that question, and I'm going to be on the line because this is how we learn. So simply all you got to do is pick up the phone, and if you can, out of respect for the time, to make sure they're not busy, text the individual that you're going to be three-weighing ahead of time. Say, hey, are you available for a three-way in 5 minutes? Are you available in 3 minute three-way in 10 minutes? It may be that you have to do it right on the spot. Send a quick text, or worst case scenario, gang, is just do the three-way call, okay? Because there's nothing worse than procrastinating. You know, what's the payoff in procrastinating? Nothing. So just make the call three-way, and all you simply say is, hey, listen, whoever you're speaking to, hey, listen, I just had my friend Igor go through both videos. He's really excited, wants to get started. Just maybe, you know, I want to introduce you. And at that point, say, Igor, Randy, Igor. Let the person find out, okay, you know what, do you have any other questions other than how to get started? We'll ask the questions, and eventually when you're getting three-ways, you'll ask those questions, because I'm telling you, it's okay to be a little bit nervous, but again, remember, you cut out the butterflies when you realize you quit trying to sell something to somebody. Quit trying to do it. Just find out what they do, show them value, and how to do it.
So another question we have here, what if someone wants to know the comp plan? So do you explain it, or what do you do?
Again, we're going to, now remember this, every time somebody's going to have a question, what they're doing subconsciously is they're saying, do I got to do what you just did? Okay? So here's a simple way to do the comp plan. Say, listen, I'm going to give you the quick rundown of it, but what I really want you to do is I'm going to send you the PDF file, because this is how I learned as well too. And if you have any questions, if you don't understand it after that, then I'll be more than happy to go over it with you. But from your first level that you're going to get 25%, second level that they sign up, level 2 is 10%, level 3 is 5%. And when you get 4 and below, you'll understand everything. But let's get through the first 3 levels first to make sure we have some duplication. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over the comp plan file. Go ahead and go through it on your own, because exactly that's how I did it. And if you have any questions after you took a look at it, because again, we got to go through levels 1, 2, and 3. There's no point of you explaining how you go from the beginning to, you know, a 12-star diamond, because, you know, you've got stages for a reason. First stage is this, 5 gold chips. That's it, you know. So you wouldn't, and here's the analogy. You don't have to explain this to this. I'm just explaining it to you. Imagine if you had a room of 30 kids in kindergarten. They're all 5 years old, right? And they're all sitting down, right? You know how kids are. They're real curious, but at the same time, you got to capture their attention. You wouldn't say, "Okay, guys, here's what we're going to go over. In kindergarten, we're going to have fun time. We're going to have learning. Then we're going to have lunch. Then we're going to have nap time. And guess what? We're going to do this for the next 8 months." You're going to see some of those kids go, "Okay." And guess what? Once you graduate from kindergarten, you're going to have a summer. And after summer, we're going to go to first grade. And in first grade, you're going to still learn more. And you're going to start maybe possibly starting to read and do some math numbers. Here's what that 5-year-old's going to do. And then we're going to go on to second grade. Second grade, we're going to go do this. And then third and fourth grade, you're going to start going through puberty. Things are going to start to happen. And they're going to go, and then they're going to go into, then you're going to graduate to 5th and 6th grade, and then junior high. And you're going to start getting hair in different places, right? Before you know it, you're going to go through hormonal changes. Pimples are going to start coming out of your face. And who knows, it may be with you the rest of your life. They're going to be. And before you know it, you're done with high school. And then maybe if you want to go to college, you can. If not, listen to Randy. He'll teach you something else. But that's a whole other story. And all they want to know is, when do we go outside and play? Okay? So don't explain kindergarten to finishing an additional 12 years of school. They just want to know what? How do we get started? Let's have some fun. How do we get started? Let's have some fun. How do we get started? Let's have some fun. Now let's reflect that on your business, okay? How do we get started? Basically, what do we got to do to be profitable? That's how we get started. When are we going to go have some fun? That's it. Remember, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah, so the worst case scenario, you just simply can put them on a three-way call. So you basically don't have to be a tool. That's what it is. On a three-way call, and I know we're working on the videos, so we'll put out there. So website is great. They explain it really well. Those analytical people, they will go check this out for themselves. It's pretty understandable. So so what else? So how do you approach people with influence?
The same way. Find out what they want. Let's say somebody who has an extraordinarily amount of influence, okay? Let's say they're even running a multi-million-dollar business, right? Let's say they have a huge, $500,000 yacht that's sitting inside of the bay, parked there, right? Why is it parked there Monday through Friday? Because they still have to continue to work, to do something. When you find out what they want, maybe they would like to take their yacht out Monday and Tuesday when there's nobody out in the bay, right? Maybe they want to. Maybe they've been out on a Monday, Tuesday before. That's why they want to go there and know that the nicest yachts usually go Monday and Tuesday, and they're not $500,000 yachts. Maybe they're $1.5 million yachts. So there's two things they might want to do. Number one, maybe they want to take their yacht out or their sailboat out on a Monday, Tuesday, and maybe they want to have a nice, luxurious one or an upgraded one. So they want something. See, when you find people that want something, it doesn't matter if they're the couch potato that wants to upgrade from a 17-inch screen TV to a 72-inch screen TV, or the guy who could only take his $500,000 yacht out on Saturday and Sunday versus Monday and Tuesday, and would sure as heck like to upgrade to a $1.5 million one. See, people want something. This is why it's so unique when you focus on what people want, which gives you 95% of the market to talk to, okay? So that's what you want to focus on, okay? And then later on, you can find out what will it take to get the $1.5 million yacht? What will it take to get the 72-inch screen TV? Find out what they want, and then after they get started, say this is the specific plan how you can get there, which is the steps to success. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. So that's question is done. And also, what if like let's say you sponsor some people and you find out that they are not gold ships. How do you find those gold ships?
Again, gold ships will present themselves, okay? Remember, we have three types of ships. We have gold ships, we have silver ships, and we have empty ships. Most people will start off maybe as a silver ship, not so much as a gold ship. But the great thing about a silver ship is they can always upgrade. If people are not showing up, if they're not, engaging, if they're not active, if they're not, participating, even if they're clear across the United States or Canada or around the world on a call that can help them, they're empty. They don't want it bad enough. They rather sit there in the pain, and you know what? They're going to sink anyways. Don't sink with them. Focus your time and your energy. There's only one thing you can't replace and cannot buy is your time. That's your most precious commodity. So use the time wisely. Focus your time only, first of all, with the gold ships. The people are coming and showing up. Showing up is 90% of the battle. Then the silver ships that can do this around their schedule, that are doing whatever they can, whenever they can, however they can, for as long as they can, they'll eventually upgrade. What's going to upgrade them to a gold ship? I'm telling you, is start showing them some activity. Work with them. Work for them. You're their sponsor. Start showing them a paycheck, and they'll gradually upgrade to a gold ship sooner than you think.
All right, that's cool. So, and then also I know people asking about daily activities. So what daily activities can you do to be productive, and what is to be productive?
Well, to be a producer, what you've got to do is you've got to do some type of activity that gets exposure to the masses. So think about this, part of the gold ships, even identifying if you're a gold ship. Are you doing activity every day that's going to, in other words, when you send a video out to someone after you found out what they want or desire, when you're sending out the video, you're sending out the ship. You're only going to know when it turns around to come back. Is it a gold ship? Is it a silver ship? Or is it an empty ship? So how many ships, how many videos are you sending off the shoreline every single day? Are you doing it consistently? Are you doing it on a daily basis? Are you doing it just only whenever you get bored or whatever? Always find a way to get yourself to send out those ships, because here's what happens. You can't lose that which you don't have. So you can't have the fear of not having any ships come back no matter what, empty. But what you can do is you can say, is my activity allowing me to set myself up to have gold ships come back, to have silver ships come back? Well, the only way you're going to have those ships come back is if you launch them. You got to launch those ships out consistently. How many ships are you launching? AKA, how many videos are you getting out every day, every week, every month? Because remember, you only really require 5, but at the same time, if you don't send any out, none are going to come in.
So it has to be your own personal videos that you have to send out, or it can be also, let's say if you have someone who got started, it can be for them. Is it going to count as well?
It can count as both, because remember, when you're building leverage initially, if you have nobody, you got to send them out of your own. But eventually, once you sponsor someone, now remember this, guys, it's free to sign up. And if they don't do anything, guess what? That's okay. Because what you want to do is you want to meet their friends as soon as possible. There's an old saying, every dud knows a stud. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. Is everybody knows at least one person. So ask them, who's that one person who's ambitious? Who's that one person that you know that's real competitive? If we played a game of basketball, if they lost one time, they want to replay again until they win. They can lose 2 times in a row. Let's play one, but they won't stop until they win at least one. It could be 3, 4, 5 games. Who's that competitive person? Because I like that. And you're going to like that too. It's the person who doesn't stop. And who's that person who wants to just go the extra mile? Those are the people that you can find through people, even if they don't get active, because remember, it rolls up and compresses, and you'll find some. So it doesn't matter if it comes from yourself or people that you actually enrolled or know of. What matters is you got to get the ships out until you connect with your 5 gold ships.
That's great. Thanks, man. So I know people asking a lot of questions and stuff. So another question is, let's say if you do some activities on Facebook, you post some positive posts and stuff, and then people like those posts. Is there a way actually to approach these people, even if they're not on your friend list? And how would you approach them?
I would say really simple. Hey, thank you so much on the inbox. Or even actually you can expose it. Hey, thanks for liking my post. Do you mind if I send you a friend request? That's it. And if they say sure, then what you do is you send them a friend request, and then you inbox them and just start having a dialogue. Hey, thanks for liking. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? You know what? Hey, have you ever done a Google Hangout? All you got to do is have that live interaction. Send them a link. We have another video we're going to be posting on how to do it live, because imagine if all of a sudden, most people have never done one. They're just like this talking. Now we're having a live conversation. It's just like us meeting up at Starbucks. No commute, no drive time, no time away from the family. Family could be in the back crying or watching the idiot box, okay? Who knows what they're doing on the other end, right? Just make sure you let them know that you can see each other, have some clothes on, because I've seen some funny videos already. Like, hey, I can see you, man. Anyways, but at the same time, okay, almost lost my train of thought. Just make sure you're having fun. So you're having a conversation. So tell me where you're from. I know I haven't had a chance to find out more about you. What do you do for a living right now? Yeah. How long you been doing that? And find that commonality. Okay, great. How do you like it? Okay, great. They're always going to ask somehow, some way, if you ask a couple of questions, so what do you do? And then what I call is open season. It's like, you asked, right? And then you just come back, I'm a lifestyle trainer. Or, I had the great fortune of meeting the guy who wrote the best-selling book in the world on lifestyle. There's a couple ways you can go about doing that, but you can really have a lot of fun just meeting people on Facebook just like that who liked your post, especially if they're not already inside of your team or on your team.
That's cool. So would you start to approach them right away, or do you first of all focus on building like some connection and friendship first?
You definitely want to. I mean, we're all adults here, okay, guys. You definitely want to build that, first kind of date first. And what I mean by that is that first connection. What a date really means, guys, is see if you have a commonality, see if you have a connection, and if you want to have a second date, quote unquote, second meeting. Okay, you never just want to go, but you just never want to jump in the back seat and say, let's have some fun and whatever, I'll see you later. In other words, you just don't want to go out and say, hey, you want to make some extra money? No, that's like jumping in the back seat on the first night. Has it worked in the past? Your ratios are going to be very slim. Get to know them. Build a long-term relationship, okay? Because you never know who they know, okay? It may not even be for them, but you know what? They could have a superstar that they know. You know what? I know my friend's been trying other businesses. Maybe they're in a coffee business, or maybe they're in a telecom business, or maybe they're in a body wrap business or something, and they really would, they're struggling. I know they're not doing good. Say, you know what? I would love to meet your friend. Would you do me a favor, a huge favor? Is there any possible way you could just make that introduction, and I'll reach out to them too? Is that cool? Just let them know I'll be reaching out to them. And who is that person? Yeah, definitely. I'll let them know, hey, my friend John right here that said, hey, we should really connect. And I just want to know if you have a couple minutes for us to make that connection. Boom, you're on to the next one.
So another question we have here is, so how do you stay motivated after an objection? So once people give you some kind of objection and then so nothing happens, so how do you stay motivated, and also how do you handle those objections? So first of all, how do you handle those objections, and then if nothing happens, how do you stay motivated?
Well, first of all, most people today's day and age, we're in the information age. If somebody gives you what we call a quote unquote objection, understanding is they're curious. If they weren't interested at all, they'll say, you know what, this just isn't for me. What's the objection? Okay. Maybe they just need a little bit more explaining on how the system works. Maybe they missed something in a video. What do you do at that point? Hey, you know what? That's a great question. But you know what? I'm an insurance agent. I'm a dentist. I'm a school teacher. I'm a college student. I wouldn't try to get these. I wouldn't even try to answer any of these money questions for you because I'm not the expert. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and three-way you to the expert who actually is assisting me, and let me stay on the line. That way he or she can answer all of your questions, and I'll be able to learn as well. So yeah, hang on, because that's a great question. I want to know. I'm just a student right now learning.
That's a cool one. So that's great. So,
and then let's talk about the motivation portion of it. The motivation portion of this, gang, is that we are sifting and sifting through people. Like, for instance, if we had a bucket full of oysters, right? And I said, okay, there's 5 oysters in a bucket of 100. There's 100 oysters in here, but 5 of them, each of them are worth $10,000. So if you collected all 5, you'll get $50,000. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, you crack open one, and I said, but you have 1 minute to go through all 1,000 of these. Okay, so if you crack open one oyster and there's no pearl inside, there's just mud, what do? Do you just keep rubbing it? Remember, time is your most precious commodity. And if I gave you 1 minute, you're going to, this one's mud, okay. This one, you're not going to care, right? Because if you crack one, I got one that was 10,000. Put that pearl on the board and keep going to the next one. And what I'm saying is don't spend time with somebody who doesn't want it. If they want something, which should be 95% of the population, in other words, you got to find out what they want. And if they do want something, show them how they can get it. So if time and money wasn't an option, where would you travel to? Would you go alone? Would this be your first experience? Oh, would you continue to work if you didn't have to? Really? Okay. What would you do with your time then? How important would that be to take your child to school every day? How important would that be not to put your new baby into daycare? How important would that be to take your mother out of a convalescent home because she just broke her ankle to actually see a better quality of life and get some in-home care? How important is that to you? What would it mean to you to retire your parents? What would it mean to you to pay off their mortgage? What would it mean to you to take them on a cruise that they've never been on in their entire life? You ask these peak interest questions. What would it mean to you? Is that really important to you to do it in this lifetime? Really? Okay, now we've got a conversation of somebody that desires something. But you've got to find out what they want. Again, if you're just sending out videos and not finding out what they want, what's going to happen? It's just like trying to get in the back seat of the first night on a date. Maybe productive once in a while, but you're never going to build a long-term relationship with that individual because you don't know what's important. What are their values? Why do they do what they do? So hopefully you understand my analogy.
That's a good one. So another thing is, so what do you do with people? Let's say you sponsor somebody, and for some reason they don't show up, or they don't do anything. They don't connect with any people and stuff. So what would you do with this kind of people?
It's very simple. What they are is, remember, we've got gold ships. They show up. Silver ships do what they can when they can, however they can. Empty ships, they don't show up. They sink. You're never going to see them in the big ocean. Do you realize how big the ocean is? If they're out there, they're not doing anything. They're not even trying. What do, guys? Remember, you only have so much energy. Don't waste it on people that don't deserve it. You can only help them. You can lead the horse to water, but it's not your job to hold their head underwater and say, drink, drink, drink. No. You're going to wear yourself out. That's not what you do. Again, that's selling. If they really want something, say, listen, I know you said you really wanted something. I'm here to help you in every way, shape, and possible that I can. But if you really don't want my help, then I only can work with 5 people, and you're one of my 5. If you don't want my help after that, guys, I'm just telling you. It could be the timing thing, but let you know I'm always here. But can you at least, in the meantime, I know you know at least one person that's ambitious. I know you know at least one person who may be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know you know at least one person who just had a baby. I know you know at least one person who works more than 40 hours a week. I know you know one person who might be in college. I know you know one person who might have a part-time job. I know you know at least one person who might have 2 jobs. I know you know one person who at least goes to church on Sunday. I know you know at least one person who puts gas in their car. Whatever, you fill in the blank. I know you know at least one person, fill in the blank. And would you mind doing me a huge personal favor? Would you introduce me to that person? That's it.
Thanks a lot, man. So that was actually powerful. So another thing is for some people who actually been in other companies, they've been maybe with multiple businesses before and never had any results, and they approach their friends, and what would you recommend to these people? So these kind of people say that their work market right now isn't good because they already know that they've been involved with other companies. How would you approach these people? What would be your conversation?
There's a simple way to do it. The simple way to do it is, if you're afraid to talk to these people who you're already connected with, get with your sponsor. So your sponsor doesn't know these people. Your sponsor hasn't been through 4 or 5 different companies with that individual. Have them call them with you there on their behalf. And it's that simple. It's really. Because chances are you probably didn't sponsor 100 people. Probably didn't sponsor 50. Maybe it's probably less than these two fingers. You can knock those out within about 5-10 minutes with your sponsor. And your sponsor is simply going to ask them, hey, I'm sitting here with your friend, and we're doing the expansion and stuff, and basically I wanted to connect with you because they said you're a person of influence, and they said a lot of great things about you. Do you have a couple minutes to talk right now? Yes, you do. Great. Hey, listen, just recently, some friends and I had the great fortune of connecting with the guy who wrote the best-selling book in the world on lifestyle and freedom. And guys did like $150 million a year in revenue. And the fortunate thing is we are actually in a process right now of figuring out why we didn't succeed, is because we were doing it completely wrong. But now we're working directly with that guy, and he's showing us how to do it right, just like him. And I was talking to your buddy and said, who do you know who's ambitious and who's definitely tried but just never succeeded? And he said, we definitely deserve to connect with my friend John. See, this is something you're not saying. This is something your sponsor's saying. And all I want to see if I can send you out a simple video that will kind of explain what we do so you can have a better understanding. Would that be cool? They'll say, yeah, sure, okay, great. I'll go ahead and make sure that Igor sends that right out to you. But let me ask you this, if time and money wasn't an option, where would you travel? Would you go alone? Was that so that's definitely a new experience for you. Never been to Italy. Oh, that'll be amazing. You take your wife with you? Oh, I'm sure she'll love it. Definitely. Remember, find out what they want. Say, great, well, let me go and explain how we have lifestyle and teaching other people as well. Let me go ahead and send out this video. When do you think you'll have an opportunity to watch it? And all you're doing is sitting there listening. Maybe taking some notes. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's working really, really good for people, and definitely results really well. And it's working.
And once you've heard this, what we say, it's repetitive, it's the same thing over and over, then they'll understand, well, okay, you know, you said it to somebody who's been in the industry, who hasn't had success. I've worked with them before. Hey, we connected with the best-selling author in the world in this industry. Now we're working directly with them. And he taught us that 100% of the people outside the industry, or outside our industry in the world, don't understand what we do. 80 to 90% of the people inside of our industry don't understand what we do, including company owners, with causes mass confusion. You're going to be saying this in your sleep, gang. So all it takes is to hear it a couple of times, and you have your answers. Why people fail, why people quit, why people get burnt out, why they have such a high attrition. In other words, the amount of people that get started and drop out, and how people that have been in the industry, like our mentor has, for over 46 years, has high retention, business growing consistently without them, because they taught them a system that's easily duplicatable, and we have a money machine, which is the company, to help assist them in achieving whatever dreams they desire.
That's cool. Thanks a lot, man. So another thing is, question goes like this. Let me see. So we're almost done with time for today.
And another thing, even if you're approaching people that you've already signed up before, what do you do if you did something, that you didn't know what you didn't know? Guys, the simple thing to do is just get an open apology. Say, hey, listen, man, you know what? I want to apologize because I really wanted this to work for both of us, but I didn't know what I didn't know. I've done this, and it worked, because you're just being honest. But I had the great fortune of connecting with the guy who wrote the best-selling book in the world, and I'm so happy and grateful that I did, because he's teaching me how to do it right. Here's what he's done. And I wish I would have known this before, but again, I just want to say, if you'll forgive me, because I just didn't know. Is that cool? Well, listen, I'm working with him directly, and he promised me, because we've tried and we failed, that he's going to be working directly for me, because I got started. And he's told me that if I bring on some people that have been with me before, if they get started, he's going to be working for you too. You know what? He's done really well. Would you like to meet him? Yeah? Okay, great. Well, check this out. He said the only requirement that he has is that you watch these couple videos, and afterwards I'm going to actually three-way you in. That way you'll get to meet him directly as well too. So.
Okay, so we're back live. So another question we have here is, how do you talk to someone who is your friend who is involved in another network marketing company? So you basically cover that. So yeah, it's the same thing. So, and last question we're gonna cover is, how do you train people? Basically, let's say you have someone who got started, so they got involved, they started doing things. How do you train them so they will learn more about the industry and build the belief so they will stay alone enough?
One of the best things, the way you can train them, is not train them yourself. We have videos that train people exactly the industry, how residual income works. What does it really mean to have $120 in residual coming in? That's equivalent to $60,000 in the bank. What does it mean to have leverage? When you work 5 hours a week, then you get paid obviously off of 5 hours. But if you had a team that worked 5 hours, you get paid off of 30 hours worth of effort. And if you had a team of 100, you get paid off of 300 hours. Why leverage and residual? See, all these videos that are in the Millionaire in Training mentorship program will allow you to get some of the best training. So it basically, if you guys ever had the opportunity or in the future, watch this movie, okay? It has nothing to do with our industry, but it has everything to do with our industry, called The Matrix. We got to unplug people's brain and then download some programs that says, I can do it. You see, what I understand is beliefs are lies, okay? And people say, my beliefs are not lies. When you question your belief, because somebody, if you thought, guys, it's never possible to have, for instance, $100,000 months, well, that's a belief. But it's also a belief to say it is possible to have $100,000 months, okay? It is possible to have $2,000 months and leave your job and do whatever. So it's all belief. So the higher the belief, the more activity people are going to do. In order to train somebody, the best way is plug them into the MIT, which stands for Millionaires in Training, and it'll give them a 90-day program, including done seminars as well too, that will explain our industry from A to Z and beyond, and give them the tools necessary. And I'm talking about here. You see, most people are only 6 inches away from the success they desire and they deserve. It's the thought process that goes from here to here. But once they have it in here, there's one more link that's going to take them and enable them to actually go from where they are to where they desire and deserve to be. It's from their head to their heart. What are they passionate about? What do they want to accomplish in this lifetime? What's going to take them to the next level and say, you know what, that person, he said this idea was dumb or it wasn't, wasn't to his or her fitting. What are they doing to make a difference? What are they doing to be financially independent? What are they doing to have walk-away residual income? What are they doing to have leverage so they could spend time with the people that matter the most? What are they doing to actually take care of their spouse so they never, ever have to worry about work or finances again? What are they doing to take care of their families so they could enjoy the quality of life wherever and whenever they want to go? So if these people don't have the lifestyle that you desire, then don't worry about it, because you know what? We still need some people to be checkers at the bank. We still need people to work at gas stations for us. Well, I was going to say, we still need people to work at McDonald's. Pretty soon they're shifting out McDonald's for actually people where they put in orders and it's all automated. So a lot of jobs are going to be eliminated. We still need people to be at Best Buy. We still need people to be waiters and waitresses. We still need people to do all these things that people that are financially free don't want to do. This is why we got into this industry. We want total freedom. We want to say, hey, you know what, Igor? Let's jump on a private jet today and let's go to Hawaii. Let's enjoy the week there. After that, let's go to Australia. And let's say some of our teammates, hey guys, what are you doing this week? Hey, meet us down in Miami. We're going to spend the night there, have some fun. And then, you know what? Matter of fact, scratch that. Let's go to Vegas, watch a couple shows, then go to Miami, and then let's go to Austria. Why? Because it's sunny in Austria right now, okay? And then after that, let's go to the Netherlands, okay? Let's go have some fun in the Netherlands, okay? And this is lifestyle. You can do what you want, when you want. Oh, you know what? You got to go back to your kid's event for their birthday. You know what? Heck, let's all go and have a good time with your kid in school or whatnot. Let's bring them homeschool. You can do that. They can learn more on the jet than they probably could, listening to their teacher who's only making $28,000. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is do you want to be teaching your family, spending time with your family, enjoying the quality of life with your family, or maybe you don't like your family? Who knows? Maybe you want a new family. I guarantee you'll find somebody who's going to like you in Australia. You're going to meet somebody who's going to like you in Canada. But the reality is just be present to what beliefs are. So when you have somebody who's negative and doesn't understand it, do you really want to help this person? Here's the best way you can help that person. Let them watch you and you go and make it for you and your family. That's the best way you're going to help them. Because I've had this happen to me with several friends, and they said, "Oh, this and that, or this and that," and then later on, whenever I had success, they said, "You know what? You had it coming because you just, I don't know, you're gifted, or you're lucky." That's a funny one, yeah. But anyways, but just stay in the game, guys. The only way to win is not quit. See, winners never quit and quitters never win. Be a winner, not a whiner. Be a champion, not a chump.
That's a good one. So yeah, and then what is the purpose that you just launched the Millionaires Mastermind Roundtable? So what is your purpose of this call? Because I know a lot of people have been asking this. So what do you want to do?
The purpose of this is people don't know what they don't know. So people are, do you guys realize that 85% of heart attacks happen on Monday morning? You know why? Because people rather die than go to work. So when people go Sunday, okay, they go Monday, and then they go Tuesday, and then they go Wednesday, hump day, right? And then all of a sudden they come Friday, they party, they drink so much they can't remember Friday, Saturday, Sunday to come back to what? Monday. Sometimes people need that burst of energy. People need that reason. What's my purpose in life? Sometimes people forgot who they are. It reminds me of that old Lion King story, but I'll tell you that in a second. But people desire. Why do you think people take showers? They take showers because they got that residual dirt. They want to get rid of it and start fresh. Sometimes people require that washing of whatever happened. Maybe the week sucked. Maybe the weekend sucked. So for Monday night, for 30 minutes, we're not talking about business. We're not talking about residual. We're not talking about level 1, level 2, level 3. We're not talking about getting promotions. We're talking about real life applications of personal development help that can help take people from transformation, that can help people with breakthroughs, that can help people with understanding that they're worth something, to tell people that there's another level and it's up to you to get there, but we're here to bring you up, not push you down. We're not giving you a handout, but we're giving you a hand up to say it's possible for you. Because when 2 or 3 are aligned for the same purpose, nothing's impossible. They'll feel that energy. They want to be a part of it. They'll start building connections. And then you know what? If they're locally, hey, what are you doing on a Thursday? We have this thing called Friendship Thursday. Come out, have a couple appetizers with us. It's free. Just come out, and you'll start to build friendships. They'll see our community and they'll say, well, what is it that you guys actually do? Then they'll ask. I'm telling you, people like to be a part of something that's positive and forward thinking, understanding what we do. How can you guys are always taking pictures and going all over the place? What do you guys do? Once they ask that, then you have an open door to say, you know what? Have you ever considered what it'll be like to own your life? No, what's that? Oh, it basically gives you an open door. So spread the positive love, spread the message. That's what the world requires. And it's going to be up to you to be the messenger, not the message, okay? And that's the same thing in business. Be the messenger. Simply send it out. You send out. It's like the boomerang effect. It's like energy. Whatever you send out, you get back. When you throw out a boomerang of positivity, usually positivity comes back. If you throw out, look at some of your posts, guys, and what you're posting on there. If you're throwing out a boomerang of negativity, look at your circle of influence of people that are watching your stuff. You attract, like attracts like. So if you want to attract people that desire prosperity and desire to attract people that desire happiness, then it's up to you actually to go ahead and say, what am I putting out there? Because whatever you put out, you're going to get back. Consistently.
All right, that's a great one. So I know we have much more questions, but we're gonna wrap it up, so we'll have more options for people to ask more questions in the next call. So that's it for right now. So what your last word?
Last word, last question. If you're motivated and your partner is not, how do you motivate your partner? That's one of the best examples. It's called leadership. What you do is you lead by example, because that partner, you know what, maybe has some own things going on with themselves that the only way they're going to see it is having you blaze the trail and allow them to come into your light. So you're the person that actually opens up the doors and say, listen, follow me, okay? I know they're thinking it's scary. You may be scared too, stepping into the realm of the unknown. But remember, when you step into the realm of the unknown, that's where you lie in the possibility of fields of endless possibilities. So all the possibilities lie right behind that, right outside that comfort zone. Okay, your comfort zone and your income zone are like this. So if your income zone is down here, it's because your comfort zone is down here. Allow yourself to grow naturally. Increase your comfort zone by increasing your income zone. They will follow each other. And if the partner is negative, simply lead by example. Show them the light. Show them the way. It reminds me of my little nephew for the first time trying to learn how to swim. He could literally stand up in my swimming pool and not drown. He would just stand up. But he was so afraid until I said, listen, I had to get out of the pool, lead by example, and say, listen, you're standing next to me. You're this tall. You see this right here? Mark your head. Do you see where your face will be? Yes. I'm going to jump in the pool, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to show you where the water's at. So I jumped in the pool. The water's down to here, and I'm like, look, even standing up, your head would be right here. Will you at least get in the pool and then lower yourself down? Real quick story. He got in the pool. He saw his head. Before you know it, he started to get more comfortable. By the end of summer, he was swimming to the deep end, which was a great accomplishment. So sometimes you just got to lead by example, because from the outside perspective, that's scary. The water, you can drown. But no, just get in. Sometimes you got to lead by example and show the way, and the rest will be history.
That's cool. And what if sometimes people are not motivated about their paycheck? Let's say they get like only like $20 their first check. So how would you motivate those people, like to show them that it's actually great? You know?
Again, all they got to do, if they really wanted to know, say go to your local bank, go to your local credit union, and say, listen, how much money do I have to put in the bank from my earnings? And here's my two. If you get paid biweekly, here's my 2 check stubs. How much do I have to put in the bank to get this amount of interest each and every month, and not touch it? If somebody wants to get about $12.50 per month in passive income, because that's why people put money in a savings account or get a CD, is put money in there, don't touch it, get the interest. They'll say, oh, you've got to put about $6,000 in the bank to get that type of interest. So when you come back and say, what did they tell you? Say, well, what that really means is you have the equivalent. You could even put it on your financial portfolio, that if you have even $12.50 coming in, that's equivalent to having about $6,000 that you earned anywhere outside. Completely don't touch it, stick it in the bank, and let it get you interest each and every month. So be very excited if you have $12 coming in residual, because that means you have over a $6,000 asset that you could actually use on your financial portfolio, which is pretty awesome. And again, in the MIT Millionaires in Training, we explain all this. When you go from $12 to $25 to $50 to $100, all the ways to $4,000. Remember, if you desire to have the equivalent of $5 to $10 million in the bank over the next 2 to 3 years, or even 5, then this is exactly how you do it. So
yeah, basically really simple, guys. What I realized is just put people through the system as it should be, and they will be motivated themselves. They will be educated about profession, about residual income, about possibilities. They will shift their mindset. They will learn what to say. Just simply put them through the system and just be consistent with that. Once they watch the information, part 1, help them get started, put them on a 3-way call. Once they, in the system, put them through the training and involve them in the weekly activities like Friendship Thursday and calls like this. Be present yourself and invite your teammates with you, because in the future calls we're going to be sharing a lot of value, and we're going to be bringing more and more people as well. So, and it's going to be powerful. So we're going to wrap it for right now.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, everybody. Randy, thanks you so much. It was very valuable. So I learned a lot from this guy, still learning, and I'm excited to work with him directly. I'm excited to, guys, work with you and do a lot of great things.
And thank you, everybody that actually participated in all the questions that we got. Great questions. And use these questions and use them wisely for you and your team and your family. Set yourself up for freedom. And we'll see you on an island or a vacation, or even at a live Sizzle session or a Friendship Thursday. So God bless everybody. Have a wonderful night.